This presentation provides an overview of the Aparian DH485 Series B router, which can be used to connect PLC5, SLC and Micrologix controllers to ControlLogix and CompactLogix platforms. In this presentation, we will introduce the module and its different modes of operation, share a few typical network architectures, give an overview of the configuration required, and show the module's extensive diagnostic capabilities. The Aparian DH485 Series B router has multiple modes for integrating DH485 networks into Logix, as well as PanelView Plus and PanelView 800 HMI displays. Direct-to-tag technology makes the module easy to configure and enables data exchange to read and write directly to the controller's tags, without any ladder logic required. The DH485 module can also be used to program older Allen Bradley PLCs over Ethernet. The module can operate in one of 5 modes. Transparent mode, where DH485 PCCC messages are directed to a mapped SIP path. In this mode, tag mapping is done inside the controller using PLC5 mapping. This mode also enables programming via RSLogix 500. Then we have reactive or SLADE mode, where the module responds to DH485 messages. This is similar to transparent mode, except the tag mapping is done inside the router. Mapping can be configured to multiple node addresses pointing to as many as 8 different controllers. Then unscheduled mode is used to relay logic message instructions over DH485. Finally, AIC mode is used to relay messages between the RS232 and RS485 serial ports. This mode would be used when the DH485 is used as a drop-in replacement for the 1761 net AIC. Now let's take a look at some of the key features of this module. Both the serial ports are isolated. The module supports both SLC and PLC5 mapping. The dual Ethernet ports can be used as a 2-port switch or can be used to add the module to a device-level ring, or DLR. Termination of the RS485 port is software configurable. The module includes a built-in web server for displaying status and diagnostic data. Direct-to-tag technology makes the module easy to configure and use. Now we'll look at some of the typical architectures where the DH485 module may be used. In this topology, we see the DH485 router being used in either the scheduled or master mode, where the router initiates the transaction, or unscheduled mode, where the ControlLogix controller would initiate the transactions with message instructions. In this setup, the DH485 router would be in transparent mode, where it would convert the programming messages on Ethernet to DH485. This topology demonstrates how Ethernet panel views could be connected to an SLC 500 system. This slide shows how the DH485 router may be used together with the DF1 router to replace the now discontinued 1761 net AIC and 1761 net ENI module. The DH485 router can also be used to connect to a 1747 AIC trunk system. Now, we'll turn our attention to module configuration. As with all Aparian products, the DH485 Series B router is configured using Aparian's Slate software, which can be freely downloaded from our website. The first step is to populate the General tab, where the module is given a name and IP address, which can be selected from the network using the target browser. The operational mapping mode also needs to be selected. In transparent mode, the mapping between each DH485 node address and a target SIP path needs to be mapped. The DH485 router can emulate multiple nodes on the DH485 network and route the communication to that node's mapped Logix controller. The PLC file mapping needs to be done in the Logix controller using the PLC-SLC mapping functionality. This will allow the SLCs to directly message a Logix controller where PLC files are mapped to Logix tags. Transparent mode will also allow the Logix controller to send an SLC read or write instruction to a target SLC using a Logix message instruction in Studio 5000. This mode can also be used to program or go online with an SLC using RSLogix 500 via the DH485 router. In addition, the transparent mode enables the connection to newer Ethernet-only HMIs, like PanelView Plus displays, to an existing DH485 network. A PCCC IP address needs to be configured, and that will emulate the SLC for the HMI. The configuration for reactive mode requires a data file to be mapped to a specific tag in the target or SIP path. As many as 8 different controllers can be mapped. The data address in the request will correspond to the index of the array in the target tag. In scheduled mode, the DH485 router initiates each transaction. Due to this, a schedule needs to be configured with a read or write message for a specific node and data address mapped to a tag in one of 8 controllers. To simplify configuration, the controller SIP paths can be configured using the built-in target browser, while the tags can be selected using the tag browser. One of 4 configurable scan periods can be associated with each mapping. The AIC mode can be used when the DH485 is used as a drop-in replacement for the 1761 net AIC module. All incoming messages on either serial port are transferred to the other port, so no additional configuration is required. Once the chosen mode is configured, the setup can now be downloaded to the DH485 router and the project saved for future use. The user can now go online with the router and view status and diagnostic information to ensure that the module is working as desired. Adding the module to the Logix I/O tree is not required for data exchange. However, it is recommended for capturing diagnostic data. Here's a snapshot of the module's input image. Now this brings us to the module's diagnostic capabilities. Diagnostic data can be viewed in either Slate, Logix, or the module's web server. This data is aimed at helping with commissioning, as well as operational support. The General tab in the status window in Slate is shown. The tab includes the overall module status, while the remaining tabs provide information on individual mappings and network transaction statistics. The Nodes tab provides a live list of all the nodes the module has identified on the DH485 network. The node numbers with the own suffix represent nodes configured on this router. On the right side, the Transactions tab displays a list of successful and unsuccessful message counters for both the DH485 and Ethernet networks. These diagnostics can be extremely useful in diagnosing an incorrectly configured or wired device. Here we see the status of each mapping on the left and the AIC Statistics tab on the right, showing received message counts in AIC mode. The DH485 router has a built-in packet capture tool, which displays sent and received DH485 packets. This tool provides an essential window into the DH485 network transmissions and can be an indispensable troubleshooting tool. The captured packets can also be saved and emailed to assist with remote support. This concludes the product overview of the DH485 Series B router. For more information, please contact us via email at sales@aparian.com or visit our website at www.aparian.com. Thank you.